Welcome to the LagFoundry, where we show you how to build good turret pods. And today, I'm going to show you how to build 3 of my favorite turret pods to make, each one with its pros and cons, but definitely more pros than cons. For example, this one right here inspired by a guy named Too Easy that I met on Discord. Look how well protected it is, and then look at the cost to maintain it. Next to nothing. You'll love this thing for your base. Definitely a must-have. This one over here, inspired by a guy named Indomnia Rust. I'm sure a lot of you have heard him before. But the beauty about this one is how well protected the turrets are and hidden. And the fact that turrets can shoot through this, which is pretty broken and pretty awesome. And then we got this beauty over here, inspired by a guy named Boobomushu. I'm sure a lot of you have heard him as well. Just like that one over there, well protected, but this one definitely has more 360-degree range on it. However, on a hilly area, they're not going to be able to reach up high, so keep that in mind. With these particularly, you want to keep on flat ground. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Also, one more thing before we get started, guys. If for those of you who stick to the very end, I have a special treat for you, where I'm going to show you how to stack this pod. That's right. You can take Boobomushu's turret pod and stack it up to 3 stories high. How cool is that? And I'm going to show you how to combine his concept with Indomnia's concept and make a completely new pod altogether. So, now without further ado, let's get started. So I guess the best place to start this is with the easiest to make, right? So, start yourself with a single foundation. Slap some walls around it. And yes, this server has B grade on it, so we're going to fast track this a little bit. Stick yourself a TVC in here, slap yourself a door down, and a roof on top. Then you want to go up at least 2 stories. If not 3. I think 3 is a good number. 3 is a keeper. And put yourself down some triangles. And slap down your half walls. Now before you slap down the floor on top, you want to put your turrets down first, because it's going to be a little hard to put them down once you get the floor on top. Once you get your turrets down, loaded and wired, slap a roof over their heads. And then get you some fence gate, not fence gates, but just fences. Slap them down. And now all you have to do is just connect everything to your power, and you got yourself a keeper. And so now we'll start with Indomnia's pod. And if I'm going to some point, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to make videos a little bit slower, but I do like fast tracking things so that way I don't waste everybody's time. But anyways, start yourself out with 3 triangles, and go 2 squares out, and slap down another triangle. Get rid of those squares, and build back with triangles. Now, get out your door, another door frame, and another doorway, and slap down your walls. Now the triangle placement here is important. You want to be sure to place it on that wall right there. And get your roof, place it down, and get your wall. And this is how you connect the 2 foundations, so that way they're on the same TC. Now grab your triangle roofs and place them on the walls. Now you can see what we've done here. We separated these roofs a little bit while allowing a platform that you can place your turrets on. And finish walling it in. Or roofing it. And that's the single version of what I showed you earlier. Now to do the double version, all you have to do is build 2 squares out. And you guessed it, build back with triangles. Oh, be sure to get rid of those triangles, and if you're going to end up doing a double, don't even put them down in the first place, so you don't have to eco them out. And slap you down a door. Or, since you already got a door over there, you can just slap you down the wall. Get your roof out. Slap down your walls. And your triangles. And now, just like over there, now they're all connected to the same TC. Finish roofing it off. And voila, you have the double version of what you saw earlier. And now I like going double better than single because of just having that sheer firepower. And if you fit 6 of them around your base as externals, then you get something that kind of looks like this. Now you can see how it covers their blind spots of each other pretty well, right? And just look at how mean that looks. I mean, that's beautiful. And then like this one as well, where one wipe I surrounded a god rock with them. Now Boobomushu's pod is a little bit more tricky to make, but it's definitely worth practicing, because once you get it right, you'll never get it wrong. Anyways, get yourself out a ramp on 2 square foundations like so, and grab yourself some flippers if you have them. That way you can move a little bit more precise. Come up to about this log right here, and then get yourself out a triangle foundation. Now try to be as straight as you can, otherwise it might snap to the foundation when you get to the next part. And bring it up to about horizon height. And before you place it, press and hold Alt. While still holding Alt, strafe to the left. Crouch, and then move back until it stops moving, and place your foundation. If you did this right, you'll be able to place 2 walls just like so. Now that we have that part out of the way, I can go back into Fly and go ahead and upgrade these to stone and put my grade back to stone so I can fast track this for y'all. So I'm going to show you how to make the square one like I had earlier, but you can make the triangle version if you want to. It makes it look a little cleaner. But to make the square one, come 2 squares out like that, and then put a square in the middle. Now you can get rid of the triangles. And to wrap it around, all you have to do is this right here. Just like so. Now the great thing I love about this style is it can make a good starter base as well that you can move out of and then, you know, into main. But anyways, figure out where you want your entrance to be and grab it for it, and start placing walls. Now I do recommend to build doorways right here, so that way you can make use of the extra space that you're going to have on the ground when you get done. It's up to you. Now, grab half walls, and bring this up another half a level. Okay guys, this next step is pretty important, and it's another step that you might want to use your flippers for, just to make it easier. If you're going to get out a foundation, try to line it up with those two lines on the stone. And what I mean is, the top part of the fat log on the edge, you want to line it up with that. Just like that. And what you're trying to do is look for a stability on that wall that's 79% or higher. That way, if that foundation breaks, the wall doesn't break. So now that we covered those steps, I can go ahead and skip forward in time for y'all so you don't have to sit through the rest of the 3 sides. So that way I can show y'all the section the turrets are going to sit in. And you may have also noticed that I changed these to double door frames, and the reason why is going to be pretty clear in a second. So, where this full wall was and this half wall was, you're going to want to place a floor. Just like so. And then, where this double door frame is, you're going to want to place a frame. And then get out your roof and place it just like so. And this gives us a small gap that we had earlier that allows the turrets to look over and rain hell down on your enemies. So now to finish this puppy up, go ahead and finish placing all your floors. Finish placing all your frames. And your roofs for them. Now for the edges right here, you can go ahead and add some more full walls on there if you want to, but I'm just going to do roofs. It's up to you. And so now we're almost done. We're only missing one piece, and that's the spot that we can place our solar panels on. So to do this, you're going to want to place frames going up one more step so that way you can build off of something. Because if you don't, it's not going to be stable enough to build this next part. Place your frame, and then place half walls. Make sure to leave one side open so that way you have a spot to get in and out. And then place your floor. So now whenever you come out of your ladder hatch, you can place your solar panels up here and then wire everything up. And you can see what I mean by the amount of space this thing has. Like, it has a lot to work with and could make a good starter base. Now, if you stuck with me up to this point, first of all, I want to thank you very much. It means the world that you're watching my videos. And as a special treat, just as promised, I'm going to show you how to stack Boobomushu's pod. Now, this is a little tricky, so let me make clear that you want to not place this frame yet. So let's get rid of that. And this is because first you need to raise this up by the... Don't worry, we're going to get rid of that afterwards. But let's raise everything up. Even. Come on. There you go. Even that. We're going to go ahead and bring these 4 sides up too, because we're going to need them. Now raise it all by another half wall. Now for the reason that we brought the other sides up, because we're gonna need to put a little bit of extra stability on that frame. That way it can hold up the roof. Come on, here we go. Now with that made, you can get rid of this last wall that you placed and put your frame back and your roof. And voila, you have now just stacked Boobomushu's turret pod up to another story high. It's amazing, isn't it? Now, granted, if you're up close on this and personal, those top two up here won't be able to fire down upon them. They'll have to be about 3 foundations out before the turrets on that second story will see them. But, you know, no biggie. The turrets on the first story will still see them just fine. So, let's move on to the next treat that I promised you. Now, to combine Bobo's pod and Indomnia's pod, you're going to want to do the same thing, but instead you're going to want to do Bobo's pod with triangles this time instead of squares like I did, and I will show you why. So to turn that section into a triangle instead of a square, you're going to want to start out by building the square right here and 2 triangles. Get rid of that and then do a square, a triangle, a square, and a triangle. And then you can place a triangle right there. So now that I showed y'all how to turn that into a triangle instead of a square, I went ahead and skipped forward in time again just to save y'all some time, because y'all know how to do this by now. And if you're at this point and you didn't watch that, I recommend going back and watching it. But to connect these 2 concepts together, we're going to go ahead and need 2 more triangles right there. And just like with Indomnia's pod, you're going to come out 2 squares and slap down a triangle. Get rid of the squares, and then build back with triangles. You can see where we're going with this now, can't you? Get some doorways so you can get in and out. And slap down your walls. Get out your roof. And now for this, you're going to want to go ahead and pre-put down these 2 walls right now. Because what you're going to want to do is bring this up 2 half walls and get rid of that one. We're going to need this in a second, and you'll see why. And now, you connect them together, like so. Get out your triangles. Place them on those walls. And now fill it in. And now you see why we needed that for, right? So that way people couldn't like squirm in and out of this area. And then get out your roof and place it on this section. And that's how you effectively combine Boobomushu's pod with Indomnia's pod. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it works. And if you wanted to, you know, get rid of these foundations, you don't really need them either. But yeah, you can connect this to whatever base you want to connect it to, or use one of the others that you've seen here today. And that's how you make 3 of my favorite pods. Thank you for watching.